Well, hello. Well, I stepped in it last week. I let out my first impressions of the Jinhao x159, and a lot of people didn't like hearing them. So, um, I had a variety of comments. I'm not going to respond to everyone because I did respond to everyone in writing. But I thought it'd be interesting this week to just show you some pens at about that price point that I like better than the 159. And I have a few, not many, that I liked less. The reason I don't have very many that I liked less is I didn't keep them. So I don't have very many samples from that side of it. So you'll see a little writing, not a lot. So this will be a little bit different kind of video. So let's take a look at it. All right, so we're looking at a selection of pens, some of which I like more than the Jinhao x159, some of which I like less. But let's just take a look first at the Jinhao X159. And all these pens are roughly in the same price range. So the X159 is a cigar-shaped pen. It's a thick, girthy monster. As you saw, it was we had the Lilliputians and then this big guy. Thick, girthy grip section, which honestly I don't like. So I don't think I would like a Mont Blanc 149 either. Open it up. It's a cartridge converter pen with sort of a Lamy-esque converter. And yes, it is filled. I did a little bit with the brass shims in the nib. I didn't see where it made any difference. I haven't tried any micro mesh or anything. I don't know that I will. So somebody commented about me mentioning that it's not made out of Mont Blanc's precious resin. Well, it's not. A little attempt at humor, but yes, I do know it's not precious resin. But I also got comments like, well, from an $8 pen, what do you expect? These pens here, I think write better, or at least are more comfortable and fun to write with, than this. These pens are worse for different reasons. And yeah, some of these pens up in this end are less than $8. There's one that I'm kind of questioning if it belongs here. That's this one, because I can't remember if it was an $8 pen or a $20 pen. But the rest of these belong here. So let's take a look at the bad first. This is a Beauty 8001. I reviewed this a long time ago on the channel, and I was impressed by its looks. At that time, Chinese pens were just starting to appear in the American market. There was one or two Jinhaos that had just appeared. They weren't very good. What was it? The 450 and the 750. So this is a cartridge converter pen. Metal body, enameled and all that business. Mostly hooded nib. And one of the problems that a lot of the pens that were coming out right then had was that they would dry out. It writes great the first day, you come back the next day to write with it, and hard start, really hard start. We're fighting to get it to write. This one wasn't one of the worst offenders, but I discovered I never inked it up, and over time, I just didn't care for it. This pen was just awful. I keep this pen around mostly because I hope that someday I'll do some nib work on it and make it work. I don't know. It's kind of copying the Mont Blanc Star Walker, Starfighter, Star something. I don't know. Pen with this little glass finial, although it's probably plastic. But awful. Just awful. And it has a slippery metal section, which I've never liked. So, not a pen I like. This is a Bayor of some kind. I will put links in the video description. Also interesting, you can't just post, you gotta do that. And, they did make the effort. The clip not perfectly, but fairly well aligns with the nib. I can't get it perfect. I can get it close. Just an awful writing experience with this pen. So, I'll say that for this Jinhao. It works. I just don't like writing with it. This Ihao, I was surprised because I had better memories of this pen. So what I did is I inked up some pens because I thought I'm going to do a video where I'll do a writing sample. We'll compare each one and do a long video. So this Ihao 20,253. And it's attractive. Platinum Preppy could take a couple of lessons here. This is classy looking. I mean, yeah, it's got some branding on it, but it's classy looking. It's pretty. But as I started writing with it, it has that same nib as the Beauty. And as I discovered writing with it, yeah, not enjoying this. Also dropped it between the sofa cushion and... between the sofa cushions, and the nib came off. And so most of the ink is now in the sofa. Luckily on the side of the cushion nobody ever sees. A similar pen is this one. I honestly could not remember the name of this pen, so that's why I didn't put it down here. This one was a little better. Nicer writing experience, not quite as fine a nib. Just more comfortable to hold. And kind of cool looking. But I don't remember what it's called, so I didn't put it out. So let's talk about the good. Now, I've seen this model. This is I'm not clear right now if this is a Jinhao or a Wing Sung, but a 601. And definitely taking on the Lamy... I'm sorry, not the Lamy 2000. The Parker 150... Oh my gosh. It's not even late yet. The Parker 51. These actually are a decent little writing experience. I enjoy the filler. It's not the most enthusiastic or reliable, but this has also been sitting here. My big complaint with these is I found inconsistency. I've also found some of them, well, they're not all the same. Some of them, you open it up and it's like the Parker 51. It's just a bladder that you squeeze. Others try to do this. There's a vacuum filler model. But what I like is they're just comfortable. You hold them, you're writing, and it's all good. I think it's the same nib, though, as we've seen in some of the others I just showed you. So there is that. And you may not appreciate the fact that they're, borrowing a design. This one was actually a very good one. This is a piston filler. It's called a dollar pen, but I know it cost me more than $1. From Pakistan. Screw cap. And all not the most inspiring nib. But the thing is, it's a good nib, and it works. And it's comfortable to hold. That's the other good thing. Blind cap, and we have a piston filler. This actually is a pen I was thinking when I pulled it out. Why have you not written with this? Because this isn't in my batch to give away. This is in my batch to keep. So, may have to write with that here one of these days real soon. Not this coming weekend, but or coming pens in use, but maybe the next one. Now, honestly, the star here is this little feller. Platinum Preppy is a wonderful low-cost fountain pen. They're reliable, they write well. My biggest complaint with them as fountain pens is they're kind of miserable to fill with a converter. You can. You just end up with a lot of ink sitting around kind of in this pocket down at the bottom, and it's dripping everywhere. So it's a lot easier to either eyedropper it or use an ink syringe and refill a cartridge. But once they're inked up, they're very comfortable to hold. They're nice to write with. Not much to look at. There was a time they went through where they were very brittle and they were cracking, but that seems to have been solved. I really like the Platinum Preppy. I like it a lot more than the Jinhao x159. And it's cheaper. I didn't look to see if Jet Pens is still selling this, but Jet Pens for a while came out with a line of pocket pens, the Jet Pens Chibi. I was kind of obsessed with them for a little while. I was surprised how many I had in my drawer. As a pocket pen, I honest to God prefer this one to the Kaweco Sport. My biggest complaint with it is ink kind of gets out into the cap. Don't care for that, but and I don't like writing with it unposted, so I have to post it. Well, what I do with the Kaweco Sport. But nice pen. If I want to complain about it, I think that the nib is too fine. But I also feel like maybe there's several nibs. I don't remember. It's been so long since I bought one. And again, last summer I was writing with a pocket pen I didn't like. And it wasn't the Kaweco. It was, I forget what it was. Anyway, didn't like it. Why didn't I pull out the Jet Pen's Chibi? Don't know. And if I lose this one, oh well, I'll just get another one. They're cheap. But they're good writers. I bought a big package of these for about 99 cents each. This is a Jinhao Shark. I also bought a similar package of the Jet Pen Swan pen. Not Jet Pens, Jinhao Swan pens. And it's that same itty bitty little nib. But very comfortable to hold. If you don't mind the triangular section, this is made for kids. But very comfortable to hold, because I happen to hold my pens in that style. Lays down a nice line. Reliable, keeps going, no problems. And more comfortable than the Jinhao x159. And last but not least, this is the one I'm not 100% sure if it belongs here. It could be these come in several price ranges. This is a Jinhao 51. So they're looking at the Jinhao, or I'm sorry, the Parker 51 again. Slip cap, just like the Parker 51. Has that same tiny, cute little nib that we've seen on several of these pens. Doesn't dry out like some of them. Cartridge converter pen, which is fine. I don't mind that. But the important thing is it's comfortable just to hold. I can write with it. I won't say it disappears in my hand like some of my pens do, but it's definitely a comfortable, calm writing experience. So, sometimes I'm just going to not like the pen you like. Or I'm going to like a pen that you do not like. And that's okay. And as you can see here, has nothing to do with expecting too much from the $8 price point, which, by the way, mine was $12. I liked these less, and there should be more here, but a lot of times I don't like them because they're dysfunctional and they end up getting tossed. I like these better. And I've got a few more laying here. I just don't remember. Like, I remember I liked this one. I have no idea what it cost because it was given to me. I'm guessing not much. I liked this one. But I couldn't remember what it cost. I liked the Dazo, but I don't know what it cost because it was given to me. So, I don't know that you really learned anything, but I will put links to the reviews of these pens down below in the video description, so you can see some pens I liked more than this, and some pens I liked less than this. And I'll try to find my video of the original 159 and include that as well. So those are some pens I liked more than the Mont Blanc one. Oh, sorry. Jinhao X159, and pens that I liked less than the Jinhao X159. Is the Jinhao X159 an improvement over the regular 159? Yes. Do I like it? Did I like the old one? No, and no. I didn't like the old one either, and I got a little flack for that too, but back then nobody was watching my channel, so it was very limited flack. So, I can only review the pen that I have, is how I look at it. And, it's not like I'm new to reviewing. People telling me, well, what do you expect for an $8 pen? Well, I just showed you. I expect better. Did I get a defective one? Maybe. Don't know. On Friday, I'm going to, in Pens in Use, I'm going to talk a little bit about my philosophy on reviewing and what I actually want to accomplish with these videos and kind of this channel overall, but especially the pen reviews. I don't have to like a pen just because other people do. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. I've had people tell me, oh, I really don't like the Parker Sonnet. I do. You know what? We're different. For whatever reason, the Parker Sonnet appeals to me. For them, it doesn't. I really love the Lamy 2000 Broad. A popular reviewer recently put that as a pen where she's like, meh, don't care. Kind of like how I was with the Jinhao x159. I never said I hated the pen. I just didn't care for it. So that's where I'm at. And you might say, don't put your opinion in it, but why would you watch a pen review then? So, what can I say? So, yeah, look forward on during Pens in Use to me talking about my kind of philosophy on reviewing and why I do it and what I try to accomplish. And look for the Jinhao x159 to appear there. It will probably continue to appear till I use it up or just don't run right with it again. And then, honestly, you'll probably never see it again. I'll probably end up giving it away to somebody at some point. So that's where I'm at with the Jinhao x159. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I know some of you disagree with me. And you know what? Your reasons are perfectly valid. And so are mine. We're just going to have to agree to disagree. I didn't like it. And that's all there is to it. So thank you for watching. If anybody's still subscribed, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.